The Iranic people are incredibly diverse and include groups like the Persians, the Kurds, the Afghans, and the Tajiks. These groups all speak the Iranian languages, and contrary to what you might believe, the Iranian languages do not originate in the modern country of Iran, but rather they originate in the Eurasian steppe around 3,000 years ago in what is now today Kazakhstan. These Indo-Iranians themselves were the descendants of the Andronovo and Sintashta cultures, and if we step further back, they themselves were the descendants of the ancient Indo-Europeans, a group that originated in the Pontic-Caspian steppe of modern-day Russia and Ukraine more than 5,000 years ago. These Indo-Iranian people were nomads, and around 3,000 years ago, they started to migrate south towards Turkmenistan. Now, it's very important for us to understand that prior to the arrival of the Indo-Iranians, the Iranian plateau was not empty. As a matter of fact, some of the oldest civilizations in the world sprung up in the modern country of Iran, like Jiroft. This is very important for us to note, because when these ancient Indo-Iranian people came into the modern country of Turkmenistan, they were met with the ancient Bemak culture. The Bemak culture, or the Bactria Margiania archaeological complex, was one of the most advanced civilizations the Bronze Age world had ever seen. And when these Indo-Iranians migrated into the region, they heavily admixed with the Bemak people. The mixing of these Bemak people is what set the foundation of the Iranian peoples within West and Central Asia. Eventually, they spread off into countries like Afghanistan, forming the Avesta, one of the most fundamental languages in the Zoroastrian faith. Another group of them, known as the Medes, migrated into northwestern Iran, where they formed the Median Empire, one of the largest empires the world had ever seen, and one of the first empires that was successful in uniting many of the Iranian peoples. Amongst these Iranian people included the Parsawash, or as we now know them, the Persians. The Persians were under subjugation of the Medes for many years, but an important thing that we have to note about the Persians is that they resided in the south of Iran. Now, in the southwest of Iran existed a civilization that had lasted for more than 5,000 years. This civilization was known as Elam, and it was incredibly advanced. The Medes, however, were not able to conquer Elam. The Persians themselves were heavily influenced by the Elamites, and throughout all this mixing, a notable figure comes into prominence. Kurosh Anshan, or Cyrus II of Anshan, a city incredibly close to Elam, born to a Persian king and a Median princess, rises to power. Through his unique understanding of the Elamite and the Iranian cultures, he's able to conquer the Medes and finally gain control over Elam. This control was absolutely crucial because Elam was a powerhouse of technology and advancement, and it was because of this reason that the Achaemenid Empire was able to grow so large. It was Cyrus the Great, under the banner of the Persians, who was able to unite many of the Iranian peoples that we now know today. When you look at a map of the Achaemenid Empire, you're able to see the distinctions of the Iranian people that existed, such as the Parthians in northeastern Iran, the Arya in Afghanistan, the Bactrians, the Sogdians, the Gedrosians, the Medians, the Arakosians. These are all modern populations that we now know today, such as the Kurds, the Baloch, the Pashtun, the Tajik, as well as many others. An important thing to note about Cyrus was his incredible tolerance. Through his satrapy system, each region had administrative control and a degree of autonomy. They were free to practice their own religions, and when we reflect upon the Cyrus Cylinder, a precursor to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we can see this tolerance. This tolerance for cultural diversity is further exemplified in the reliefs of Persepolis, where you see both Persians and Medes holding hands in unity. The result of this cultural and political fusion, coupled with Cyrus's visionary leadership, was unparalleled. The Achaemenid Empire grew to become the largest empire the world had ever seen, and its success wasn't due to its vast size or military might, but also because of its governance and the embrace of diversity.